Can this thing revive? Revive! Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. So previously I did a video on a book review on Who Fears Death, and still sticking to that book title, I decided to do a little digging because it was announced back in 2017 that the book would be getting a adaptation, but since then we haven't had a lot of information. So yeah, I wanted to do some digging, see what was going on, and basically share with you guys, if you're interested, any information I came across. So as I mentioned earlier, and if I'm looking down, it's because I have my laptop down here with all my notes. So yeah, back to my information digging. So why do I keep saying so? Back in 2017, news that HBO would be adapting Nadia Okorafor's book Who Fears Death made several headlines, particularly because George R.R. Martin, fantasy powerhouse well known for Game of Thrones, would be part of the production team. Since then, there have been little triplets of updates on social media by Nadia Okorafor herself, and well, because of that little update, I grew curious. I wanted to see what else I could find and if there's been any news since then. So following its announcement in July 2017, in September of that same year, Okorafor, who was very much involved in the series adaptation, and her fellow executive producer Michael Lombardo, Angela Mancuso, and George R.R. Martin hire Selwyn Sefu-Hynes. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But basically they hire him as a scriptwriter for the series as well as a co-executive producer. Now for those unfamiliar with Selwyn Sefu-Hynes, he is an American comic book writer, film producer, and journalist. He has recently written and produced for Jordan Peele's new imagining of the Twilight Zone, and is a writer and scriptwriter for Hulu's adaptation of Isu Idogian, I again butchered that, book Washington Black. Following his hiring, it seemed that production had begun moving steadily, as the following year in May, Okorafor shared an image of the first draft of the pilot. Exciting. Now, since then, I have reason to believe that the team may not have been happy with the direction that Selwyn Sefu-Hynes may have been writing the adaptation, because in December of 2019 they bring in a new scriptwriter, Adia Mashika Krell, as a pilot writer, but we can't be sure as to what exactly happened behind the scenes. Speculative on my part, but I think they weren't happy with the direction of the first draft. And for those unfamiliar with Adia Mashika Krell's work, she brings her expertise from writing for shows like Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Corona Town. I haven't seen any of those, but two of them are superhero based things, so a lot of action. That's all I can add to that. But basically, yeah, that's her work, some of her work resume. So since then, the most up-to-date news on the series is the announcement of Tessa Thompson joining the production team as executive producer earlier this year. The announcement was made in January, I believe. So that's the most up-to-date news we've had. And following her announcement, I at first thought she was cast as a possible star lead for Onye, and I was a bit. I think they should stick with hiring someone who is of Sudanese heritage. You know, I don't know. That's how I feel about it anyway. But anyways, Tessa Thompson is best known for her role in various Marvel series as Valkyrie and Agent M in Men in Black. Since launching her own production company, Viva Mode, a 2-year deal with HBO has made her executive producer of 2 book adaptations, Who Fears Death by Nadia Okorafor and The Secret Life of Church Ladies by Deshu Piloa. Now, as I mentioned earlier, so far there's only been news on the production. I believe the team is still trying to figure out how they plan to bring Who Fears Death from print to picture, and I can't imagine it's an easy task, and I cannot wait for the visuals. This was a bit of a self-indulgent research hunt, but I hope this also helped any of you who were interested in knowing what was going on. If you aren't already, definitely follow up their social media page to keep up to date with any new information, any new announcement. Follow me on social media if you'd like to keep up on what I'm reading and what I plan to read in the future, or what I like that I'm reading currently. Look out for more book reviews and other fun videos that I'm brainstorming and trying to think of. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Peace. You know, I've tried to film this twice. I always have to try to film this twice. Well, more than twice. I mean that I've tried to film this in a span of 2 days. I always have to film things in a span of 2 days. The second day tends to do better. I tend to perform better.